My name is Mylene Calvin. I am the CEO of McMedia Digital, and today I'm here with Kyle Cardoza. He has a business called the Social Engagement Group. He is a social media manager and digital marketer. Do I have that right?
Yes.
Sounds good. He's been using a new platform that you're probably aware of called Clubhouse for a variety of different purposes for his business. So I have some questions for him about that. But to get started, I'm just going to ask Kyle, what is it that you do for your business?
So my business is called the Social Engagement Group. We essentially help businesses, brands, personalities, and companies grow a social media following on relevant platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, as well as the digital marketing portion of it. So ensuring that businesses can drive website traffic over to their Google websites, their Bing ads websites, Facebook ads, and Instagram ads. So really just kind of ensuring that businesses, brands, personalities can ensure that their content, websites get traffic, get exposure, and really grow a following at the end of the day.
Sounds good. So when we were chatting before, you mentioned that you don't have a specific niche, that you've helped a variety of different businesses in different industries using your strategies. Do you want to go over a few of those industries that you've helped?
For sure. So I've mainly been helping a lot of real estate agents. I've helped a lot of wineries, a lot of tour bus companies. Currently, we have a singles dating community company that we're helping as well. So really, it's kind of all over the place, from electricians to plumbers to finance managers. So really, anybody who wants to grow themselves online, regardless of the niche. One thing that I think is really important for anybody who's listening to understand is that regardless of what your business is, you can grow a following, because there are still a lot of people who are interested in what you have to do. So a lot of individuals may be like, I'm in this industry. I don't know if social media can be our thing, but little do they know there's a massive audience that they can tap into and gain a following, gain exposure, and gain engagement with that audience just being on these social platforms.
Sounds good. So that brings us to our next question about specifically the new social platform Clubhouse that you've been using. I believe you said for networking,
Yeah.
but I'm sure that there's some other purposes for Clubhouse. So how have you been using Clubhouse for your business?
So overall, I've been using Clubhouse as a massive networking tool as well as an exposure tool. What I found really, really great with Clubhouse is you can go in any particular room, regardless of the industry. So what I'm involved in is a lot of social media tips, a lot of Instagram tips, as well as a lot of positivity and law of attraction kind of rooms. So really going in there, listening, interacting with the people that are in there, and really engaging with them overall. I've also been hosting rooms as well with other influencers in my area. So really just kind of helping newcomers into the social media market, into the digital marketing realm, understand how they can really concisely increase their efforts, buy different tips and tricks from other influencers, other specialists, and just really ensuring that everybody kind of understands the basics of what these kind of different realms of strategy they could engage in.
Sounds good. So obviously you have a strategy that you're using for Clubhouse. How has it positively affected your business?
So a lot of the people that have come onto my Clubhouse are extremely organic. So a lot of the time what I'll do is I will get a large list of influencers that I know. And we will post on our social media pages, that we're hosting a Clubhouse room and for people to join. We've also been implementing hashtags as well and targeting people on Instagram, on Twitter to come to our Clubhouses. With doing this particular strategy, they see exactly what we're doing and what we're going to be talking about. So they join the Clubhouse and then start to share it. So what we've been doing is we've been integrating Clubhouse with all of the other social media platforms, really ensuring that we can get the maximum reach. And then, of course, having people just come from the natural Explore page as well.
Sounds good. So you've been using it organically, and obviously Clubhouse is still considered a beta app. Is that right? Okay.
Exactly.
So it's not like out to the masses just yet. I know there's many more invites, but do you have any tips for people that are looking to use Clubhouse once they've had their invite and they're in?
Honestly, I would say get into the app and start networking. Find relevant rooms that are interested to you. So whether you want to talk about finance, real estate, cars, health and wellness, relationships, whatever your particular niche is, get into those rooms. And I would recommend going into smaller rooms first, so that way you can really make yourself known and your presence kind of dominated in that particular room. So it's a lot easier to network in a room of, let's say, 20 to 50 people than in a room of 300, 400 individuals. But if you can start in a smaller room, start networking, start talking to the individuals that are hosting that room, you're going to start to grow your network slowly but surely. And then eventually, as the room starts getting more populated, as your reputation in that particular room gets bigger, you're going to start being able to talk more in those rooms, host more meetings in those rooms, and really just be invited to other Clubhouse rooms to kind of solidify yourself in that brand.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for letting us know about your business, how you're using Clubhouse, and the tips that we can utilize as business owners to use this new platform that everyone's trying to figure out.
Exactly. It's a new platform, and it's really important, I feel like, to become an early adopter of a new social media platform when it first comes out. Because as we know, the people who are early adopters on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, now that these social media platforms are grown, they're at a much higher position than if they came in, middle or towards the end of that social media's life cycle. So getting on a platform very early is extremely important, especially if you want to go long term in this field.
Right. We've seen that with a lot of other platforms that have launched. So I've been doing this for 11 years, and I've seen so many platforms launch. And then whenever they launch, there's sort of this point that you see whether they're gaining traction or not. And Clubhouse is definitely doing that. So that's why I believe it warrants us paying attention to it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. So really utilizing the early adoption phase that we're in right now is going to go leagues ahead in the future, and really simplify yourself.
Sounds good. The other thing that we talked about is different people prefer to consume information different ways. So Clubhouse is much more audio driven. And for the people who like to consume information that way, this is a great platform for them. But as you mentioned, it's also a great platform for networking within the Clubhouse groups. But it sounds like also outside of Clubhouse, networking on other social channels.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Because you can go into a Clubhouse room. For instance, I was in a Clubhouse room with Lewis House, and he was talking within that room. I put a screenshot of what he said in that room. I put it on my Instagram story, and he actually put it on his story as well. That's just a really, really good opportunity just for even more exposure, as well as getting connected to individuals that you wouldn't have a connection with otherwise. So with being an early adopter on this social media platform, you're going to be able to have access to the Gary Vaynerchuks, to the Ty Lopez's, to the Lewis Howes, to the Jim Quicks of the world, because of the fact that not everybody's on this platform and they're on here right now. So having that special early access is really going to be an advantage.
Sounds great. Well, thank you again for your time. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much for the interview. I'm so grateful to be here. And just thank you for your time.